Okay, so before starting today's lecture, I wanted to cover something because most of you are second year students. I wanted to cover something which I covered before, which is some of you want to know how to get good scores, right? But struggle with it. Well, I got good scores, uh, and I wanted to give some advice on my perspective on how you can do the same. So I made a video, I think 3 years back on this, and it was in my own language. But I would like to share some of those, so it might help you. So here it is. So I'm going to cover some of the points which I'm not muted now. Okay, yeah. So the first thing is one draw. Okay, the first thing is have a higher goal. So let's say you want to get uh, an A plus, right? In order to get an A plus, you need 90, right? 90. Okay, so in order to get 90, you have to target for 100. Like you have to target to get 100, because if you set your goal for 90, you might get 88, right? But if you set your goal for 100, you might get 98 and you'll still be okay. So that's one thing you can do, is have a higher goal. The second thing is you have to take responsibility for everything. So it might sound harsh, but life is not easy. I can complain that I have a baby, I have to do schoolwork, I have to do research, I have to teach, but I can't do all of it. I can complain, but I have to take responsibility for coming here every day prepared, and I have to take responsibility for my research. Similarly, if you can get you can get bad grades on something and blame the teacher, blame the TA, blame your friend who was having fun playing music on the other room, but uh, if you just take responsibility, don't take too much responsibility that you commit suicide, like just but but like take responsibility that everything you do is you. Every mark you get is everything happened because of you. The place you are at the current point of your life is because of every action that you have taken, and you will slowly see that uh, like things improving. So second is take responsibility for everything. Okay. Third thing is, yes, you can change from any given point. So you can change at any point of your life. You can you can change. I was playing soccer and video games up until grade 10, 12. And then I thought I need to do something with my life. And then I changed. I started reading all the lecture notes and all the books. I started studying 15 hours a day, and I got good grades. So that's an example that you can change at any point of your life, but you have to take note of your strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats. That's the SWOT analysis that people do in marketing. when they go to open a new business, they look at, okay, if I open this business, what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, what are my opportunities and threats? So I wanted to be a professional video gamer and a professional soccer player, but I saw that like even if I play 10 hours every day, there's a guy who's a lot more genetically gifted and who's better. uh, just he doesn't even play soccer, just came was playing basketball, just came to play 1 hour, and he's 10 times better than me, right? So you have to know what's your strength, weaknesses, and focus on your strength and opportunities. Also same for gaming. I was practicing 13 hours a day, but someone who have never played before just came and beat me. So I found that this is my strength, and that's why I'm focusing on it and building my career around it. So you can change from any point of your life, but think of what's your strength and then focus on that so that you can get ahead. And normally, studying is good, like studying, learning knowledge, trying different things. It will help you in your career. So you can actually change your focus and become good at something else and build a career of that. Okay. So to change, okay, yes. But in order to change, you need to work harder. So because you need to work harder for change. During my first year of university, it was very tough because I wasn't a good student before. In my third year of university, I already got straight A's in everything. I know I'm good. I study 1 hour for a test, I get really good marks. But at the beginning, because I wasn't a good student, because I didn't study well from grade 0 to grade 12, I had to work harder. I cannot complain that this person is studying 2 hours and getting better grades than me. It's not that 2 hours. That person was born and started in kindergarten. He worked hard, and now, because of all the knowledge he has till now, he can do it in 1 hour, whereas you need 20. But if you consistently put in that hour, you can do it in 2 hours. Just you need 2 or 3 years of hard work. And when you put in that 20 hours, you might get good results. Like for me, it worked. I don't know if it will work for you, but that's one thing. And what else? Okay. So in classes, you have to pay attention because the book, it's really big and you will get lost where to start and where to end. But in classes, in like lecturers, professors, TAs, pay attention to them because they understand the topic. They're getting it from the book and giving it to you in a more concise way. Maybe it will take uh, 10 hours for you to understand a topic. The TA or the professor can teach it to you in 2 minutes, right? That's huge. Also, consider taking help from fellow classmates, right? Because you might think that you're the best and you keep some knowledge hidden to yourself, but that knowledge could be wrong, you know? Like, don't be that frog in a well. Try to, like, even for assignments, just ask, like, hey, this is what I did. Do you think this is okay? That person says, no, this is what I think. Just have that discussion with your friends, TA, professor. Don't stay a frog. Pay attention to the lectures because you're getting a lot of content in a very short time, because we had to prepare this like I normally prepare 4 or 5 hours for each lecture. You're getting it in 1 hour. So that's pay attention to those. Also, you have to understand what what your prof wants. What your prof wants. So different professor want different things. You can write the exact same answer to another professor, and they will say that you might get two different results, right? Because some people like bullet points, whereas some people like paragraphs. Some people like one word answers. Some people like elaborated answers. So in order to get good grades, you have to ask the professor, what do you want for this question? Do you want elaborated answer? So keep just you have to know what the professor wants to get a good grade, because same answer can give you two grades for two different professors. Okay. And time management, practice previous questions. Okay. So time management is also important. You can have the best preparation in your exam, but you start with the easy question, and by the time you reach the final three questions, you have no time, right? So it's very vital that you manage your time, right? What Here's a trick what I did. It might not work with you, but time management is the seventh thing during exam. I saw people without studying came to the exam, just did well on good exam writing skill. Like they know how to manage time well. So giving exam is a skill. You might be more prepared than another person, but if you are not managing your time during the exam, that's a big thing. Read the question properly, because when I initially started, I always used to get things wrong by interpreting the questions in a wrong way. So if you read it carefully and answer the questions, that's one thing. But what I did for time management was, you know, any question, if you answer it, you need 5 minutes to answer it, right? But you might want to elaborate more to get a higher score. So what I did was, let's say I had 3 pages to write and 3 questions to write. So question one, I would write only the answer that is necessary, right? Question two, I would write only the answer which is necessary. Question three, I would write the short version of the answer, and then I would leave space, leave half a page space, 1 page space. If I have the time to come back, I will come back later and put more content in to get a higher score. Sometimes what happened was, at the end of the exam, I didn't have any time because it was a really like a really big exam. But other students who focused more on making question one the most beautiful question one answer, they suffered because they didn't have time at the end. So what this technique helped me a lot, like answer what is needed to get 80% of the marks. If you have time, come back. But probably if you don't have time, probably you gave the best exam because the question was very lengthy. Okay. Practice questions. Okay, this is the most important thing you can do. Other advices were just like telling you around the bush, right? Like going, but this number 8, practice questions, is the best suggestion you can have for getting good grades. It's because, like, in education, we don't make new knowledge. We sometimes do, but most of the time, anything that you see has been there for the last 10 years, 20 years, right? So if you practice questions, like if you practice the questions for previous year's exam, sometimes you don't find it. Then what you do, there are midterm questions and final questions for Stanford, MIT, all of the good colleges, they post their midterm question with solution. So you Google MIT computer architecture or machine architecture midterm question, right? With solutions. You Google that, practice them. You will be better than, you'll get a good grade. I can guarantee you if you practice previous questions from anywhere, from any university, just the same course. Okay, the final suggestion is prepare early, like set early deadline. So if you have a quiz, prepare for it 5 days before the quiz. 5 days before the quiz, you should be prepared for the quiz. Similarly, 3 days before, so 3 days before the quiz, 5 days before the midterm, and 7 days before the final. Okay, because if you are prepared early for the quiz or the midterm and final, let's say at the last minute you have a family emergency, right? Then even if you have a family emergency, then still you will do good in that quiz, mid or final. Also, if you start practicing the final questions the night before, you can't come to my office hour at night and like resolve the issues you have, right? So if you practice early, then you will find the issues early. You can go to the TA, come to me, and practice. Also try to practice with your friends so that you don't have any confusion during the exam. Yeah. And that's the advice. But you will never do these things because if you don't have an aim, like why you are doing it, then you will not dedicate so much effort to following these steps. So first you have to know, why am I doing this? So if you have a big reason, then you can chase like the biggest dreams. But if you don't have a big why am I doing it? Then you won't be motivated to do these things. So look for a reason why you are doing it and write it down. So when you don't feel like working, just look at those reasons. I write it down in Google Keep, and when I feel like not working, I look at them and keeps me motivated.